Hello and welcome to my latest video. This takes me from where I've been volunteering in Portugal to Spain, Cacares, where I've stayed before. I hope you enjoy the video. Right, I'm about to try and get down the track that I came up, and I've driven it a couple of times in Jasper's car, and I have to say it was quite frightening. I have no idea really how I got up here, but anyway, I did, so now I've got to try and go the other way. And Jasper's in front of me in case I can't do it. Actually, the worst bit is not going up. The rockiest bit is going down. I think there's one more uphill bit, and then it's the rocky downhill. If you can see those houses on the right, but that's where I'm descending to. Now, I think that's all the uphill done, and now all I've got to do is a very scary rocky downhill. I would have quite enjoyed this in the Diane. I think that was probably the worst bit. Hope so. I think I can breathe a little easier now. I know it's a very steep corner at the very bottom, but it's on tarmac, I think, by then. Well, I'm very glad that bit's over. Well, good morning from Pomares. We camped here last night, and it's wet on the screen, but I think that's probably condensation because there's no sign of rain on the skylight. Here I am down by the river. Which is, of course, green. It didn't get affected, the village, by the fire. You can see the black hill behind it, where I've been waking up the last 10 days. I'm just going to have some breakfast and then hit the road. It's 8:15 and I'm off. There's still a few little bits of mist hanging in the valley here. Not very much. I think it did rain last night. There was a dry patch under the van. But then I suppose I should get used to it. It's obviously in the winter, Portugal is very wet. So I don't know if I'll be coming back here, but if I do come back here, it'll be when it's drier. I don't really want to leave dry, but south of France and come somewhere a lot further south and have more rain than I have there. So this is Pomares. There is a campsite here. Can't remember if I said that before. There is a campsite here somewhere to the left. It is supposedly open all year round. It says there, Pomares camping, but I haven't been down there to have a look. One of the advantages, I suppose, of the rain is these lovely misty mornings. I mean, this is difficult to capture on the camera, but the light here is lovely, shining through the mist, which you can see working its way up the side of the hills. It's very pretty, but I think on balance I'd rather not have the rain. But it does make the place very green. I've been steadily climbing now the last few minutes. Sat-nav says I'm at 855 metres here, so I'm going round, I think, the Sierra de Estrella, which may well be off to the left. I won't be going there. I've been there before. 2017, if you want to look up the video. But maybe that was a col. Didn't really say or anything. But I appear to have climbed high enough to be in the clouds. Just turned off to come shopping. You can see this big queue on the right. They're all queuing for an olive mill. Every pickup is full of a lot of olives. Right, I've got to find somewhere low enough to park in here and do some shopping. Right, that's my shopping done. I'm okay for a few days now. What was that little four-wheel drive pickup with no number plate. There's the queue outside of pickups with the olive harvest. They wait, they go in, have the olives pressed, and then a lot of places you actually wait for your own olive oil to be ready, and you just take it from them. And some of them apparently it's the next day. You can go back and get it. Anyway, this is, I don't know where this is actually. No idea where this is. Anyway, I'm heading towards Fundão. After the last few days, this seems like a very, very bustling place. Like I've suddenly come into big city world after being out in the countryside for a week. This is a different type of scenery in Portugal. When I went shopping, it was in Fundão. I found that out as I left, and I was heading towards Castelo Branco, but I've turned east to head for Spain. I was going to go around a little bit further south before heading into Spain, but I've changed my mind. It's fairly dull, but it's dry. In this area, there's olive groves, but no, I haven't seen any eucalyptus or mimosa or evidence of fires. It's plenty of orange trees, as you saw there. But it's very different terrain as well. It's much flatter. Very quiet as well. I've not really seen much traffic at all, apart from when I go through cities or around cities. I This is a bit different though. Actual people sitting outside. Mini market, cheese and sausages, written in English. I've no idea whether this area has a lot of English in it. Where I've been staying, there's lots of nationalities, and apparently a lot of Israelis for some reason. But English is the lingua franca. Here they are, as you can see, Castle Branco to the right, and Spain, España, to the left. So that's where I'm heading. Also an area of cork oaks, as you can see either side of the road here. They've been stripped. I should imagine that is more than maybe a year ago, because when they're first stripped the wood underneath the bark goes red. It looks really painful for the tree, but they survive as long as you take less than a third of the bark. They survive, they grow back, and cork oak, quite clearly, the material is made or used for corks in wine. And one of the sad things about plastic corks and screw tops is that these harvested oaks will be left unattended, and there's plantations, it's not just beside the road. And of course, once they start getting neglected, then you get the mimosa and eucalyptus moving in, and then the fires, and the cork oaks get killed, and the mimosa and the eucalyptus doesn't. So, if you can, buy wine with real corks in it. I'm still in Portugal. Trees though, they're not really bollarded, but this could be a typical road in France. So for a moment I can feel at home. Most of the Portugal I've travelled in has been densely populated. This is much more like Spain, in that the roads are empty. It's fairly flat this bit anyway. But then we are only 30 kilometres from Spain, so it's not really surprising, I suppose. Maybe the transition of the border won't be as sudden as it was when I entered Portugal 10 days ago. This is the border village, I suppose, of Segura. Little hill fort, I imagine. Lots and lots of lemon trees and orange trees with fruit. A steep cobbled road probably takes you up there. It's only 1.5 kilometres to the border. So it doesn't look like the weather will change when I get to Spain. Not as drastically as the scenery. Although I don't know, in reflection, I don't think the scenery is going to change at all. This does look quite Spanish. Car doing 28 kilometres an hour. Oop, decided to pull over. Well, there was an interesting 10 days or so in Portugal. I'm not sure I'll come back to Portugal. Each time I've been, which is only twice, but both times I have spent 2 or 3 weeks here, but both times I've been rather glad to get out of Portugal. I don't really know why. Because the scenery isn't particularly the sort of scenery I like. The bits I've been to anyway. I've never been to the Algarve, I've never been to the south. The weather, even in the summer, it was quite cold. I was here in the end of July and every morning you were debating whether or not to put shorts or long trousers on. I think this must be the border. Makes sense, doesn't it? There we go. And there's the sign. Extremadura. Sign there, welcome to Spain. So I now need to put my clocks an hour forward. Yeah, we'll see what's changed here. Whether the scenery does change as much or the buildings. I was hoping the weather would change. But I've got another hour and a half to drive to where I intend to stop tonight, Cacares. And probably 2 nights, maybe 3, who knows, even 4, don't know. Anyway, I am now in Spain. Well, that was a nice lunch stop with a viewpoint. The old town there. And over this way, as you'll see, a big hydroelectric dam. There is actually sun breaking through in the direction I'm going. Maybe I'll be lucky after all. I'm not heading that way. That's looking back towards Portugal. That's the direction I'm heading, and as you can see, there's patches of blue sky. The sat-nav, obviously I have updated the sat-nav, but what on earth's that sign mean? No idea. Driving to fog? Don't know. Anyway, the sat-nav thinks I'm going over the old bridge that you might be able to see there, but since the sat-nav was updated, or since the update was loaded onto the web anyway. Oh, can we go to Santiago? It's everywhere, isn't it? Anyway, it says I have to go sharp right here, down and over the old bridge and then back, but I don't think I do. I'm going over a brand new bridge. Or as a sat-nav would have it, I'm flying over the water. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but on the left, all the telegraph poles have got nests on the top. Those are storks. They've all departed now for Africa. But some of them have been protected with sort of little triangular hats to stop them building nests. But the others, they haven't worried about it, and there aren't many here. Anyway, in the spring and the summer there'll be storks there, and then baby storks. It's a rather surreal landscape, this. It's just these large rocks. So it's quite nice rolling hills, but you just see these huge boulders. I don't know whether they are erratics from the glaciers. I don't know if glaciers came this far south. But anyway, it's a strange landscape, unlike most places in England. Is there anywhere like this in England? Not really sure. I know some like this in France, but It's dusty. All good signs for the weather. Arrived at Cacares in Spain, and I was here in 2017, and when I walked in my phone logged onto the Wi-Fi. It's quite funny. I hardly ever see another Purzel, which is the name of this camper, but that white one there is a Purzel, the silver one there is a Purzel, and this one's a Purzel as well, this white one over here. I'm not sure about the other white one, but how weird. 4 of them within distance of one another. And this is an unusual campsite in that you have your own shower, toilet per pitch. Well, thank you for watching that video. Join me again soon for another episode. Bye bye.